Not yet.
I'm gonna need you to just be 40 before me. Just say it, even if it's not true.
Can I change the subject for a time? No, I'm not being 40, but can I change the subject for a second?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a little serious moment for a minute and
Okay.
congratulate you on your 20,000 viewers.
Woo! Thank you. You know, it's a whole thing. I'm just because you were around when I first started it,
right?
And I was all nervous and stuff. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, what am I gonna talk about, and blah blah blah. And then as I kept going, you was like, oh, you know, you gaining traction. So I think the fact that it's been a whole stepping stone, and because it's like I don't think people get how YouTube works, and usually people on YouTube, they know someone else who kind of props them up and like promotes them or whatever, and so that's how they get more subscribers or whatever. And I'm like, I felt like I was different because like I wasn't popular on Instagram, I was barely on Twitter, and I didn't have any notoriety for anyone to like find me. So I had to literally just keep posting and keep posting and keep promoting or whatever to get to where I was. I'm like, not a lot of people do that. So I think that's the reason why I was so happy when I hit 20, because I'm like, I can literally say I did it on my own. And it's hard because Lord Jesus, I be tired sometimes. And even I'd be like, okay, I'm going to bed, and I'll message you at like 6 a.m. like, all right, good night.
Good night. Good night.
Because I'm up so late, but I'm like, okay, if I hit 20, I just need to hit 100,000, and then quit my job and then go on this whole vacation and give you $1. But
I take that dollar.
I got you $1 for it.
I remember you was trying to get. I think you was trying to get to 100 or 1,000. I forget which one it was, but I'm like, shit, you almost there. But then just to go back though, the people, they know why you started YouTube in the first place, right?
Well, because I didn't want to sell drugs. I didn't want to sell cooch because that car insurance. No, it was the car insurance that was high. But to this day, I still feel like people, because I think at that point my friend, she was looking for a second job, and she went to work at like Victoria's Secret or whatever. And I'm like, I don't want to go work at no damn retail store. Like, I don't want to go spend my time somewhere else doing something to make someone else money.
Right.
And I'm like, but I also don't want to sell drugs. I don't want to fuck for a buck. And I'm like, because this is who wants to do that. I mean, what some people do is, to these own. But, because everybody has gotten paid for cooch or peanuts at one point or the other. But I felt like I'm going to try YouTube, and if I can get 1,000 subscribers in like a year, I'll keep doing it. And I think I hit it in like maybe like 6 or 7 months, but it was just fucking determination. Like, I was up working.
Yeah, and the thing about that is, I think people may underestimate it. I mean, I'm not a YouTuber by any, but do I think I can? Yeah, because I say, well, she make it look easy, but no, I don't want your smoke. And the reason I say that because I know you work your full-time job, you come home, then you watching your shows, then you got to take notes, then you got to be up doing like 3 or 4 reviews. I'm not about that life. I would have quit day 3. Like, I'm not staying up and going to bed. So it's just that you just put your foot to the ground, and I saw it just go. So let me ask you this one question, then we can switch over. Do you remember your first episode or your first recording?
I think it was either Power, which you still don't watch, and I've asked you to watch, and you won't. It was either Power or Basketball Wives, because I remember like I was always on either my Facebook or my Instagram, like commenting on the show, and my friends would be like, "You are fucking like you were stupid and hilarious with what you're saying," and I'm like, "Well, yeah," and it went from those little 1 minute things. I'm like, "Well, I can probably like do a video." And like talk, and I do think it was maybe Basketball Wives, and like looking at my first video. I've looked at it before, not recently, but I've looked at it like within the last year or so. Like my first, let's say 3 reviews, like they were horrible, but only because I was so raw and I wasn't myself. I think when I first started, I didn't want to be like cussing. I didn't want to be, I talk fast sometimes. I go off really fast sometimes, and I was trying to be so like I was just different. And like I think it was until I was like, you can't keep trying to be something that you're not. Not that I was being fake, but I was just trying to not be so. Cause I'm a little bit hood. I'm a little bit bougie. I'm a freak.
Right.
You know, there are all these points to me. I'm also very deep. I'm also very like I have empathy or whatever. So there's so many layers to me.
Yeah,
and I was trying to like be like one or two of those layers, and like okay, leave all the mother like don't you be cussing and going off and talking about dick sucking or or whatever or flattening this stuff that you feel like people could judge you on, even if you're saying things just to be funny. And I think at one point I just kind of let that go, and like when I let that go, and that's when it like worked. But my first videos are like I would take them down, but I'm like, for what? Like it shows growth. But it was horrible. I was wrapped in like a blanket. It was so dumb. I was on my laptop, so the resolution was horrible. But I've come a long way in 3 years. And
that's cool. Like I said, from that first follower to the 20th, I think we all say good job.
People always don't get how people need friends in life or whatnot. So you are somebody I can honestly say, as much of an asshole as you are.
Yeah, I'm a big asshole too.
You're a big asshole. As much of an asshole.
I learned from the best asshole on the other side of this conversation. Continue.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that there.
I think a compliment is coming. So let me be quiet. I'll be quiet.
I will say you have helped me because we're consistently having like we talk a lot about everything. So even that's why I always say that I'm like, you would be perfect for us to just do like this a talk, because when we talk is just it goes from one thing to the other. So you've helped me learn to pivot my conversations. You've also come up with conversations of things for me to talk about, and so I'll give you that. You've helped, because the conversations we have are always crazy.
I think I gave you like a 5-minute, maybe 7-minute like plug on your 20,000 viewers or followers or subscribers, whatever you want to call them, and you only gave me like 2 minutes of that. Not even 2 minutes.
I did, but I thank you. I thanked you many times.
Right.
Off the record.
Right. Okay.
Because good morning. I tell you good morning and stuff.
When the last time you told me good morning?
It's been a minute. But no, because the last good morning I sent you was lost in the lake. And I assumed the alligators, got the good morning.
Nah, but I got it back though.
That's crazy. Yeah. Now that's a story to tell. Cause
cool. So I tell it. So I was out with my boys out at the lake, and while we were at the lake, my phone just jumped out of my pocket. Clumsy. So it was the pants I had on, but neither here nor there. They fell out. So then I'm like, okay, they fell out. Phone is lost. Go get me another phone. So then, like maybe 2 months later, I get a text message from this guy. Was like, did you lose something? Like, I think it's a scammer. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm like, what are you talking about? He was like, did you lose something at the lake? I'm like, keep talking. And then he was like, well, I'm a scuba diver and I found your phone. I'm like, well, get out of here. So I met up with the guy, and he gave me the phone. And with the phone, it was still working.
Ain't that crazy?
The only thing messed up was like the screen protector. But so if the screen protector wasn't on there, the screen would have been all messed up. But shit, this is tip-top condition. It's in my drawer now as a backup. I'm like, I'm never getting rid of that phone.
So while he was on vacation, I sent him, I told him good morning, and I didn't hear back. And so when I talked to him later on, we found out what happened with the phone, and I was like, I told you good morning, and I was surprised you didn't respond. So I'm looking like, so I haven't sent him a good morning since then. You know what? I got you. Because where's my good morning?
Yeah, I'll be up in the morning while you sleep. I'll be up
Well, that's true.
working. I'm working while you. Probably when you go to bed, I'm waking up. Or I'm
Because I went
already
to
like
bed last
sparked
night at
in.
it was like 5 o'clock in the morning last night.
See, and that what was the agreement for your vacation?
It was supposed to be like by 2 a.m.
And see,
I was
that's what you
watching
do.
stuff.
But see, that's what I'm talking about. That's that hard work. Like you can't, ain't nobody do it like you from the ground up. So I can't knock your hustle. It's just not for me.
No.
It's not for me.
It could be because I still want you to do it. Well, because we're going to do the Super Bowl stuff. So sports stuff we'll do later because, again, I don't know nothing about sports. But you could do a sports thing.
I got you. Around Super Bowl. Like I said, but if I get this vaccine and they give me them tickets,
you're going to go to Super Bowl. That's where you're going to go. Now, if you were to go to Super Bowl, would you get an Uber or would you drive? Because we were told as children we do not get in cars with strangers. But now, all of a sudden, everyone is getting in the car with strangers and just hoping for the best.
So, funny thing is, I only took maybe one Uber, and since this Uber thing has been out there, and that's because I was downtown and I was drinking. I went to like an event, and I was like, well, I might as well stay down here. So I knew I was gonna be drinking at the event, so I took the Uber from the hotel to the event. It's only like maybe a 3-minute drive, but I tipped them whatever. But the point to that is, I didn't know that this person had maybe a bad Uber passenger beforehand and they wanted to quit, and then this was going to be the time that they were just going to go crazy and just kidnap me. They didn't give a damn about life. I didn't care. I'm just like, I'm putting my faith in you that I paid you and that you're going to get me to my destination, and that's that. But now I flip it now, like my 16-year-old daughter, she rides Uber, which I hate it, but she's like, I don't want to get on the bus. So I'm like, whatever, that's what you want to do. But I make sure that I have her location on because people out here are crazy. But we essentially are doing what our parents told us not to do. So they always say, hey, don't talk to strangers, don't get in cars with strange people. But here in 2020 or this century or millennium, whatever the hell you want to call it, we're doing the opposite. Like, we're just getting in cars with strangers. We're talking to strangers. I mean, we even do it just working like at a particular jobs. We talk to strangers. That's what we do for a living. So
I thought about it. I've never ridden in Uber or Lyft because every time I think about, okay, I can go out, I can drink, I can take an Uber or a Lyft. I always, my exact thought is, but what if they murder you? And so because that is my absolute thought each time, I've never taken an Uber or a Lyft. But it's weird because I feel like, in my teen years and my early 20s, we would take cabs, checker cabs, city cab, here in Detroit. Like, I took cabs consistently when I did not have a car. So it's weird to think that I think times were more dangerous then because you had no idea who was coming to pick you up. At least I think now with Uber and Lyft, they let you know who the driver is, ahead of time or whatnot. But back then, anybody could steal a checker cab and come pick you up and then just murder you and you would have no idea. And that was back when, you had to have like cash. Like, they wasn't taking credit cards, for a ride. So I feel like, we took cabs and cabs then just kind of graduated to being the Ubers. And now I don't think I've even seen like a checker cab or them around in a minute since like Uber took over the cab business. So, do I feel bad about that? I don't know. But I've jumped cab. I jumped a cab before when I was in my 20s.
But see, you can't do that now. But like I said, it's a gamble. It's a risk. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I think it's safe if you get a safe driver and the intentions are good. It's a good thing. Some people don't even have like their own cars. They live by just riding Uber and Lyft because it says saves on insurance, saves on gas. So whatever floats your boat. But me personally, I'm not. I ride by myself because I know, like, if you ride with me, it might be a gun under the seat, might be something in the back. I don't know what's in this person's car if they get stopped. So if you ride with me, I'm the only person that's gonna get in trouble in my car because I'm accountable for everything in my car. But me riding with somebody else, you just never know what they got in their trunk, and you never know what they got under their seat, and if it's legal. And then Now you got to at least go downtown for questioning. That's not a good look. It's not a good look.
So we saw Pharrell, right?
Yes.
And Pharrell said he snitched. That he ain't out here trying to protect nobody. That if you do something, don't do it around him. He ain't no tough guy. You know, he got the FBI on speed dial.
Right.
Is he right? Or because we talked about it a little bit. What's your perspective on the whole snitching part as far as Pharrell's part in it, or just snitching in general?
Pharrell is 100% correct. The reason I say that is because this man owns property. This man has businesses. This man employs people. So he not, like I said, he's not a tough guy. So that's one. That's on the record. I'm not about to fight you. Two, if I got my cell phone, I'm gonna call 911. So if you ask me, now me, I'm a little different. Like, but it's the area or where I grew up. So I always got that we can fight mentality. But also at the same time, I'm also older and I have children. I have property. I have things. So I'm like, I'm not mad at him for not snitching. For snitching. Me putting that situation, it depends on what I'm snitching on. Now, if you stole a bag of chips or you went to whatever, you stole a TV.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to tell that you stole the TV. If it's like, damn, you know better, you better watch, you got lucky this time. But if you hurt a kid or if you shot somebody or if somebody life is impacted by this and I know the information, I might tell. And the reason I say that is because you might do it again. And again, I'm out here living my life. My kids are out here living their life. And I don't want them to be a victim of your bullshit. So, like, personal example, I have friends who I know deep out there in the streets like that. I just don't fuck with them like that. I mean, we cool, but I don't want to be putting an example like they shooting up and they were like, well, Rob, you ain't gonna tell that I shot. Shit, yes I am. And the reason being is because, one, I have children out here, and just on a personal note, how can I put this? If I'm doing 20, I can't imagine myself doing 10, 15, 20 years in prison. I like women, and this is no secret. I like women, so for me not to be able to smell the brown skin of cocoa butter and long hair or short hair, or me not to rub a thigh for 10 or 15, 20 years, man, officer, he over there. I'm going home. I'm going to get me some booty. He want to go do his 10, 15, 20 years. I can't give that up. Not giving that up. So, call it what you want. Not doing it.
So for me,
you over there.
I've always felt like there's snitching, and then there's helping the police in an investigation. I feel like if I am participating in a crime and with somebody else, and if they get caught and I don't get caught and they tell on me, that's what I consider snitching. However, if I see Pookie and Ray Ray shoot so-and-so, I don't feel like me saying, yes, that's who shot so-and-so, it's me snitching, because I had nothing to do with that crime. I'm just helping the police complete an investigation. I feel like if more people took themselves out of I'm being a snitch and put themselves into I'm trying to help society, more crimes could be solved. But so many people feel like if you see something and if you say something, then you snitching on someone when it doesn't involve you. That's not true. If more shooters were off the streets, then less murders would happen. And like for me, I don't include, if you selling drugs, I don't care. Like there's a thing in me where I don't feel like anyone who was like selling drugs is something for me to snitch on, because if you buy drugs, that's on you.
Right, because you're customers.
You're a customer.
If I got it and you want to buy it,
hey,
no harm, no foul.
What you gonna do? But if I see somebody maybe breaking someone's house, yes, I'm gonna help the police complete their investigation. If I see somebody shoot, stab, rape, molest, all those things that we know people have done and people don't speak up about it or whatever, I'm going to help the police do the investigation. But if I'm committing a crime and me and so-and-so commit the crime and I get caught, there's no need for me to snitch on the person because they didn't get caught. I don't see the point in snitching on someone else if I get caught for what I did. Let me go to jail for what I did. Because they didn't get caught. And I would just hope the person would have the same thought about me. But I also I'm a firm believer in do your dirt on your lonesome. So that way you don't have to worry about snitching on someone else or the police threatening you to give you more time if you don't tell on whoever else. If you want,
like I said, I'm telling, and for the simple fact that I know, like I said, I don't want you to. I'm not going down for your foolishness, and then what you gonna do? Well, I'm gonna take care of you, dog, while you locked down. What you gonna do? You're not gonna send nobody to my kids. You're gonna probably try to fuck my girl. And then I get out 10, 20 years, and then I ain't got nobody or nothing. Nah, man, you over there, officer.
I don't see an issue with that. I think so many people feel like snitching to me is only wrong when you tell on someone for what you did or what y'all did together. That's snitching. But I'm like, why are you not telling that so-and-so keep... Because if you don't tell them to shoot, they're going to keep shooting.
Yeah. And now, you just made a good point. Now, if I was a part of the wrongdoing, then no, I wouldn't tell because I was a part of it too. So it's just like, you know, I'm caught. But if I'm just sitting in the passenger seat and I see you do work, and you just get back in the car, I'm not a part of that. Obviously, he's right over there. I'm not, but
him downstairs.
It's just a different time. It's just a different time. So I mean, it depends on what you do and who it's gonna impact. So like I said, if you're stealing TV from Best Buy, and you just got lucky. But if you,
I'm gonna say give me one because I want a new TV.
Yeah, because I'm gonna buy one at midnight when it goes. If you got one, I'm gonna buy it. But at the same time, if he knocked an old lady in the head, she fell and hurt herself because you trying to get this TV. That's a life impact.
Did you see the girl who was stealing packages off porches in Detroit?
Yeah, I saw that, and she was doing it a couple times. So she was in the Land Rover, just following around the Amazon truck. So then once the Amazon dropped the package, she go pick up the package. I'm like, you dumb. Like, all these people today got these Ring doorbells. The whole city is on surveillance. I'm scared to do anything.
You can't do nothing.
Seriously, I mean, because in the Detroit area, they got those little green light cameras.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody got the Ring doorbell cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got a cell phone. Somebody got a nosy neighbor still in the hood. I wouldn't do no stuff like that, but you put yourself in a dumbass situation, now you got to go do some time over something dumb. Like, because I don't do that.
Because everybody who even if you don't have a camera, a neighbor probably does, and they'll then see what's going on. Because when I first heard about it, I was like, "What's going on?" And when I seen like one of the videos of her like running up and getting the package and running away, I'm like, "But you can't like that's not even like a money making scheme. Like you can get things, and I guess you could probably resell stuff, but I'm like, you're gonna get caught." Because you can't just be taking people because they're gonna realize one, everybody on this route package was gone. So that could mean is the Amazon driver or the UPS driver in? Because why does it's just dumb. People in Detroit sometimes are stupid. But see, if I would have seen Land Rover thief girl stealing, I would have snitched. Okay, officer, I follow her to 5 houses. I recorded it on Instagram Live. Here's all the evidence. Because, I got pissed when I thought stuff at my house was missing. And I was like, I can't believe this shit. I want to get me a camera. I'm going to get one right now. And you're like, first of all, calm down. Right. And don't go get the first camera I suggest. And like 2 days later, the package, it was just late.
It popped up.
It popped up. I was like, my bad. But again, it's just... But you know what? This is all 2020 foolishness.
Exactly. 2020 has been a hell of a year. Like, no pun intended, like... But we almost out here, 1 week?
I know, right? 2021 is almost upon us.
Bubble wrap themselves. Stay in if you can. If you're off work, don't go nowhere. Finish your Christmas shopping like I'm trying to, but I'm really not. I think I'm going to just call it quits.
Next year, you need to just be,
Next year, I promise you.
I'm going to remind you around Thanksgiving to just start shopping then.
I mean, that's all they do. On TV, they remind you Black Friday. I get reminders every year for every year of my life.
And you wait to the last minute.
You're going to wait to the last minute. So I promise you, next year, we probably have a conversation around this time.
Yeah.
I would be probably in the same parking lot where I'm at right now.
You will be.
Finish my Christmas shopping. So that's it.
Sir, you finally came and did another video, another chat.
Yeah, I told you. Remember, you're gonna put me on the books every, I forget what day of the week or whatever.
We pick what, like Saturday.
Yeah, I'm gonna come on
Starting
once
in
a
February
month and just chop it up for a little bit. So I'm trying not to be a stranger.
So what is?
Last time I was on here, I got beat up a little bit.
Well, you know, sometimes you get beat up because you be gone too long and not looking like, bruh. We both have busy schedules, you know, and stuff. So it's not even just you. So I can't fully blame you. I mean, I probably will, but
yeah, you probably will.
You know, but it's fine. But what is your last words for the video? Don't make it be strippers.
No, I promise, no strippers, none of that. But I mean, the only thing I can say is, you know, again, it's been a hell of a year. It's been, like I said, good, bad, and indifferent, like we said in the beginning. But nevertheless, you know, just blessed to be here. So for those who've been impacted, you know, keep your head up. For those who can help somebody who has been impacted, I mean, whether it's tipping good at one of these restaurants that can't be able to you know, work like they want to, or tips are being cut, just be extra nice just these next couple months, because it's going to be rough, and some people, you know, relying on this 600 or whatever the hell it's going to be now, or whatever it's going to be.
These last $2.
These last $2, not going to lose. But some people really can't really bounce back until it's tax season. That's like a couple months away. So just be extra nice to people. Wear the mask. You know, be good. And shit, we can't wait for what 2021 about to do. So I'm excited because I'm ready to get this shit behind, because it impacted me personally, you know, on so many levels.
Right.
But at the same time, you know, I just look forward to what the hell about to go down. So shit, you put your seatbelts on. Let's ride this motherfucker.
You know, get some good mornings and all that. So.
Yep. So no, I'm gonna be good. I'm just gonna bubble wrap myself and just ride out the rest of this 2020.
Well, this is a good chit chat about this and that, about something and about nothing. Until next time, me and Earl, and that's not his real name, so don't think it is, but that's what his name is today.
Right, so Feliz Navidad, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, all that good stuff, man.
And it's
shit, that's all I got. I'm done. Happy New Year. Shit, I'm out of here.